At this time, we are going to use the graphing calculator to fit a linear regression function to the data and determine the correlation coefficient. Then, we're going to graph the function of best fit with the scatter plot of the data. Now, we should have already entered the data by hitting Stat Edit, and you should have the data under List 1 and List 2. If not, put it in at this time. After your data has been entered, click the Stat button, and notice on the top screen we have Edit, Calculate, and Test. For our purposes, we would like to go over to Calculate. There are several different types of regressions you can choose. We are interested in making a linear regression, number 4. So click number 4. Now, for our X list, this needs to be L1. If it is not L1, click your second function button and number 1 to make it L1. This Y list needs to be L2, and again, if it's not, click second function, number 2 to get L2. We do not need a frequency list. However, to store the regression equation, this allows us to graph it easier later. To do this, push your VARS button, that's for variables. I like to store it as a Y variable, which I'm going to store it as a function, and I'm going to name this Y1 by hitting 1. Once you have this set up, simply go down to Calculate and hit Enter. Now, we have our linear regression. We have a formula. Now, it's very important to realize it's not really written as a formula because the calculator doesn't work too well for this purposes, but I can interpret what's written here. I have a slope A of 1042.1, a y-intercept of 18754.8. So I can easily write that as an equation of a line. The r squared and r tell us how close the data comes to a perfect line. R is called the correlation coefficient. This one is 0.9445, which means the data is physically very close to the line itself. The distance is very small. Now, to make a graph of the best fit line and the data, we're going to start by pushing y equals. Notice y1 already has my equation in there. That's because when I did the regression, I told it to store it as y1, and that's already done for me. So if I hit graph, it'll go ahead and give me the line, but I'd like to look at both the line as well as the data. To look at the data, I simply go up to plot, hit enter, and now I'm going to hit zoom and go down to zoom stat. There is my data as well as the equation of the line graphed out.